So earlier today, Sony and Marvel officially revealed Peter Parker's, aka Spider-Man's new suit from Spider-Man Brand New Day. So in this video, we're going to do something a little different. For section 1, I'm going to break down the suit, give you guys my thoughts, and look at all the little intricate details of it as I always do. The second part is going to be your guys' reaction, which I asked for on the community tab. So let's get to it. So let's get right into it. The way that this was revealed, in my opinion, was great. And I love that Marvel Studios and Sony have learned about how to just avoid all the spoilers, and clearly James Gunn did as well. The day you start production, just reveal an official image or a video or whatever, so you can stop people from overreacting to bad leaks. So first and foremost, let's cover the basics here. So if you look at the suit, and this is largely the image we're going to focus on because it's the best one that captures the most detail, and I did get this image directly ripped from the video with the highest quality, so we can really tell some of the intricate details and what's going on. So per the reveal and what we have here, you're going to notice a couple things that automatically, I think, stick out to everybody. So first and foremost, look at the colors, right? I want you to pay attention to the blue because that's very important here, because obviously the last time we saw him in what we know as the final swimsuit from Spider-Man No Way Home, it was shiny. There was some debate among fans that that's just the way it was made in the footage. I have the hot toy. They confirmed it is shiny if you looked at the art or anything like that. Here you can tell it's a lot more subdued and matted and flatter color. Now, what else is important is we need to dive into the details on the suit itself. So if we zoom in over here on this section, notice the patterning that's very visible in the light and in the reflection and how the light is hitting it. So we can see he's got a pattern that's very similar to what was on Tobey Maguire's and Andrew Garfield's suit, which added that extra little layer, which I think is important here. Again, pulling back now, let's look at the whole suit by itself. And what we see here is, of course, raised webbing. Now, the raised webbing is not that predominant. It's not very thick or anything like that, which I think, honestly, is great here. But again, I think that if you look at this, you understand what they're going for, which brings me to the one thing that's kind of dividing some people, and that's the emblem, the spider logo. Obviously, they changed it from the last film. It's different than any other MCU iteration to a degree different than the last one. So let me bring up the last logo from the final swimsuit. Notice the separation in the legs and the head and everything of the spider. I think that that's important to take note of because obviously it's changed here. Again, alterations are made. It's still a little disconnected, but it is different, which I think is important to look at here and just understand what's going on. And obviously, we don't have a look at the face or the mask, but that's going to come in due time. And obviously, they got to add CG and make the eyes emote and all that. So with that out of the way, now that I broke down the suit, let's see what you guys are saying about it. Okay, so now we're on the community tab where I asked, if you're not aware of that, over on YouTube, there's a community. I put up the picture and, talked about all three suits being combined here, the MCU and whatever, right? You guys see what it is. Anyways, I asked for reactions here. Somebody questioned, this is my second profile where I do YouTube browsing and stuff, so I asked it here, pinned it just to get your guys' reaction. So there's some good feedback here. I just kind of want to scroll through it and see what you guys are saying, because again, I think it's important to see what fans are saying, right? Like, what do we think? What's the consensus? So, yeah, here we go. So I like this one, this is easily the best Spider-Man suit Tom Holland has ever had in the MCU. I can agree with that. I already liked a bunch of these. I was at the gym, hence why this video is a little bit late, and I also wanted to do this. So, again, sorry. It's spectacular. I like that. It's fantastic. It's not quite the Future Foundation suit, but yes, it is fantastic. Okay, so here's a little bit of a longer one. Beautiful. They took the No Way Home suit and added things that worked from the previous suits. See, this is what I appreciate about it. It is an amalgamation. You can tell that he was like inspired by the other Spider-Men. So I really like that. And I think that's true. And, what he's talking about here, shiny blue and darker, almost navy blue, like the TASM 2 suit. That's the first thing that clicked with me, was that it had that effect to it. And again, I know Mitch from the podcast, he doesn't like it. He doesn't like the suit. It's his actual least favorite. I get it. He's not a fan of raised webbing. I am. So yeah, new suit looks amazing. Cool suit. Okay, that's simple and to the point, my dude. Let's see. Looks amazing. It shows the maturity of his Peter Parker, and definitely the film will be grounded in street level. Again, like, this is one thing that people seem to be overlooking, you know, and I like what he's saying here, the maturity of his Peter Parker. His Peter Parker in the trilogy was, again, the Avengers are all over the place. He's being mentored because he's so young, and he has an evolution. Now it's his time to make a suit, and what better way to do it than knowing that the other Spider-Man exist, right, and amalgamating it. And like he says, you know, inspiration. They're his inspiration because they are like his older brothers. You know, they established that in the film. So I really like that. Actually, this is a good point. It is actually, yeah. I can see the influence. I see what you're saying with the raised webbing. It looks very cool. Okay. Hey, thank you, Slick, for being a member. Let's see what you had to say. I would have preferred the emblem to be a tad smaller and higher. It reminds me of the Garfield, you know what? Again, yeah, that's my thing with the Spider-Man emblem. I like it more up on the upper chest. Like, the TASM 2 suit, in my opinion, is perfect. But it being all the way, like, down here, it just looks weird to me because it's, like, on his stomach. You know, it's a little weird, but again, it's fine. Again, thank you for being a member. It means a lot. Looks good, but I wish the logo wasn't so low. Yup. Again, this seems to be a sentiment I'm seeing a lot online. People do not like how low the logo is, so that's fine. Still looks good, but Tobey Maguire and Sammy Spoo will be the greatest. I won't argue opinion, but I'm not the biggest fan of the Raimi suit. It's specifically the eyes for me. They're too small. That's what I don't like. Okay, I like how it looks, but I feel like the torso has too much red and not enough blue. I can agree. More fantastic. Some okays here. I like it. Here's another one. How the suit's different from Tobey Maguire's or Andrew Garfield wore. He should be wearing something that makes him feel unique. Again, I agree. My favorite suit in the MCU so far for Spider-Man is the Far From Home one. The black and the red. I love that one. It felt more him. But I think the story here will navigate its way through explaining to us. So I get it. Let's see. We got a couple more. Peak. It's just a suit. Yeah, but people are excited. Don't rain on people's parade, man. It's a suit. The logo looks awful. Okay, looks like trash. I'll like it. I don't have to necessarily agree with it. So, there's one down here that's kind of blocked because of the way this is looking. Okay, so there's a pretty decent consensus here. Again, I'm recording this like an hour after I put this up, so I know more comments are going to fill up. I'm sorry I'm not going to be able to get yours. I wish I would. Also, stay tuned for Sunday. I'm doing another one of these types of videos, but I'm going through Variety's 55 greatest MCU projects from worst to best. It's a reaction, blind reaction. It's like a 30-minute video because we couldn't do a podcast, so stay tuned for that. But overall, the sentiment seems to be pretty good. You know, the shine on the... Okay, so somebody that likes the shine on the last suit. I'm indifferent on it. I thought it looked good and bad. I feel like the shine added to it, but I think adding the shine takes away from some of the elements that are not difficult, but it adds an element of difficulty to rendering the suit, which has a fake look to it. I think that's why they're going matted, because then you can add dirt and grime all over and it looks different, right? So again, thank you everybody that jumped in for this specific reaction. Again, we're going to start doing this a lot more when there's a new poster or some reveal. When I make a video, I'm going to put up this, then get your guys' reaction as well, and then we're going to dive back into it to kind of bring you guys in a little bit more. So thank you for the reaction so far. I've been seeing great reactions. I would jump onto our Facebook page and get some of those, but Facebook. So thank you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed a quick breakdown and your reactions, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for checking out that video, and thank you for your continued support. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, do whatever you will. And if you're so inclined and would like some additional content from us, which includes unfiltered content and bonus discussions, we do offer exclusively in our member section. We hope to see you there. So thank you for watching and have a good one.